You can have money in the bank, hit your income goals, and still not feel rich. And it's not because you don't earn enough. It's because you've outgrown the definition of wealth that you were taught. Society tells us that being rich is about income and assets, but true wealth, that's something else entirely. It's about freedom, purpose, alignment, and if those are missing, no amount of money will ever feel like it's enough. If you've ever looked at your paycheck and thought, why doesn't this feel like enough even though I'm earning more than ever before? Well, this is why. Because money alone doesn't make you feel wealthy. Alignment does. I'm Rose Colburn, and welcome to the 30-Day Budgeting Challenge, where I'm giving you one quick tip every day to help you take control of your money. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to someone whose income on paper looked amazing, but they still feel like it's not enough. Not because they're bad with money, but because their definition of success has changed. They're not just looking for numbers anymore, they're asking bigger questions. Why don't I feel like I'm rich? What's the point of this job that I have? Or the money that I'm earning? All I do is work and pay bills. That's not about being broke. It's about being out of alignment. And that's when I talk to them about expansion, because wealth isn't just about having more, it's about feeling whole. But here's the problem. We were never really taught how to measure that. Society's definition of being rich is loud, visible, and external. Let me show you what I mean, because I know that you've heard these before. It's having a high income, a big house, or a luxury car. Maybe it's a 5-star vacation. It's the hustle culture, always grinding for more. And of course, a job title that sounds impressive when you say it out loud. I'm sure you wouldn't have to think very long to come up with quite a few more things to add to this list. Now listen, none of these things are bad, but they're the root of the problem. Because if this is your only definition of wealth, then no matter how much you make, it will never feel enough. You'll always be chasing a version of success that looks good on the outside, but feels empty inside. That's why people hit 6 figures and continue to feel stuck. Why they finally hit their savings goals or any other goals and immediately ask, is this it? If your income is rising, but your lifestyle feels disconnected, exhausted, or out of sync with who you are, that's not success. That's you going back to living in survival stage, just dressed up with more money. You can be doing all the right things on paper, saving money, paying the bills, maybe even traveling here and there, and feel like there's still something missing. Because deep down, you're craving more than just financial growth. You're craving personal alignment. You want to feel like the life you're living is actually yours, that your money is helping you build something that feels meaningful, not just paying for things that looks impressive. And that's where the real shift begins. We stop chasing what wealth should look like and start defining what wealth feels like. So if this is how society defines what being rich is like, what does real wealth actually look like? How about freedom with your time, or living in alignment with your values? How about doing work that actually feels purposeful? How about peace of mind, not just productivity? How about space and room to breathe so that you're not always hustling and grinding, but actually have a life that makes you feel human again, that feels meaningful to you? And listen, some people will tell you once you hit a certain income level, you'll feel better. But you won't. It just doesn't work that way. Look, I've been working my butt off for months trying to grow this channel. And just a couple of days ago, I finally hit 100 subscribers. That was a goal I've been working toward for a long time. I logged in, I saw the number, and my heart started racing, and I thought, oh, that's amazing. And then I went on with my day. And a few hours later, it was 104, and I caught myself thinking, oh, I can't wait until it reaches 200. Now, sure, that's not an income goal, but it's the same thing. We work so hard chasing these milestones, thinking they'll change how we feel. But hitting that goal, whether it's more money or anything else that we want from this life, it doesn't change who you are on the inside. It doesn't create fulfillment. It doesn't create happiness or real wealth. That part, that comes from alignment, because alignment isn't something you buy or something you achieve. It's something you build. And when your lifestyle reflects who you are, not who you're trying to impress, that's when your money finally starts to feel like wealth. That's the shift. So your challenge for today is to redefine what wealth means to you on your own terms. Don't think in numbers or what society tells you. Don't think about job titles or what someone on Instagram says success looks like. Instead, ask yourself, what would my life actually look like if I felt truly wealthy? Not rich, not doing okay, but wealthy. What would your mornings feel like? What would your time feel like throughout the day? What would you have space for mentally, emotionally, spiritually? What kind of work would you be doing? Write down 3 to 5 things that capture that feeling. Not dollar signs, just real life. Like waking up when your body says it's time to wake up, not when the alarm clock demands it. Having time to prep a real meal or to actually drink and taste your coffee. Saying yes to a weekend getaway without guilt or stress. Doing work that feels meaningful, not just tolerable. Creating space in your day to think, to reflect, or just be still for a moment. What's your definition? Whatever it is, that's your freedom compass, because at the end of the day, your lifestyle tells you whether your money is actually working for you, not your paycheck. But what if you're still feeling like no matter what you do, it never feels like enough? Watch this video next to change that mindset and finally break free. And don't forget to come back again tomorrow for another video in the 30-day budgeting challenge. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.